Trump's busy first day today. We're going to talk about this black pastor who acted the fool at inauguration. We have to give a guys an update. We're going to talk about the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. As well. I'm going to talk about Elon Musk, who y'all gonna be mad at me, but I'm probably gonna end up shooting him some bail. That's all I'm gonna tell you. All right, let's talk about Donald Trump's busy first day. Of course, again, Donald Trump was inaugurated today. He showed up to DC ready for business after getting sworn in, after taking this really weird looking presidential portrait a few days ago. We saw that go back up. 45 is now 47. He's the 47th president of the United States of America. A lot going on with Donald Trump, but he spent a significant amount of time today advancing his policy agenda, setting a kind of a template and a message for what this administration is going to be. And I think it's very, very important. I mean, super important that everybody understand what today looked like, because what today looked like is a reminder of what the next 4 years are going to be. Some of you all were anti-Kamala Harris. I get it. I'm not telling you, we're not going to talk about Kamala Harris. That election's over, and she's a private citizen now. But what I will tell you is, if you made the decision not to vote for Kamala Harris because of who she is and because of what she did and because of what she would mean to Black people and because of her policy choices, and you identify with the left, then you got some serious work to do now. Let's say you're right. Let's say not voting for Kamala was the right choice. Let's say you voted for Trump and it was the right choice. I'm not talking about Green Party people right now. I'm not talking about Socialist Party people. I'm not talking about the left who said they want a left alternative to Kamala. I'm talking about people who voted for Donald Trump because y'all said he was a better option. I'm talking about the Nellies of the world right now. Well, if you voted for Donald Trump because you thought he'd be better for our communities, he'd be better for the vulnerable, let's see what next 4 years looks like. Well, Donald Trump set the standard right away. He got the party started immediately. What did he do? He came in and he issued executive orders. He issued memorandums. He issued proclamations. Some of them were to set his own agenda in motion. Others were to undo Joe Biden's initiatives. So I'm going to tell you what some of them were. Some of the big ones, because he signed so many. The January 6th pardons. Donald Trump issued pardons today for 1,500 defendants who participated in the insurrection on the U.S. Capitol 4 years ago. He wiped away their convictions. He commuted some sentences of other people. He basically did everything he could to legally exonerate the people who tried to stage a coup of the U.S. government. He gave legal protection to the people that delayed the certification of the election. In other words, not just the people who tore this country down, who ran up in there trying to find people to hurt, things to destroy. We got all that, right? We know that happened. But then there were the people who participated in trying to stop the certification of this election because Donald Trump was a sore loser. Now, as an abolitionist, I'm not upset that more people aren't going to jail, but I am fascinated at the people who Donald Trump wants to rescue from any kind of accountability. The TikTok ban, let's move on. Donald Trump on his first day also signed an order that paused a law that would ban TikTok, right? The idea was that TikTok is going to be banned in the United States unless the parent company, which is China-based, spun off its U.S.-based operations. In other words, you're going to have to invest here. That's the U.S. argument. That's the U.S. presidential argument. And so they made this divest or ban law. got passed in Congress 6 months ago. April, whatever that is. I'm not good at math. Whatever, whatever 6 months, 9 months ago. And Joe Biden signed it. Trump was down before. He didn't want any parts of it. But Donald Trump is a showman. He's a hustler. He's a deal maker. So what he said is, first of all, yeah, when TikTok went down and then it went up later yesterday, and the app itself said, "Hey, this is working because of Donald Trump and his efforts." It was like, wow, y'all could have did this so different. Joe Biden could have made this happen. Joe Biden could have stopped it. Joe Biden obviously was trying to follow the law, follow the will of the people in this particular case. But Donald Trump said, fuck that. I'm coming in on day one with ceasefires and TikTok bans lifted. And he did. You know, we're going to talk about what all of it means, but Donald Trump just made the Democrats look ridiculous. He dribbled through their legs, did a dunk and threw a bucket of confetti on him. I mean, all you need is Sweet Georgia Brown playing right now. I mean, the way he's running circles around the rest of them is fascinating, is incredibly and entirely fascinating. So Donald Trump did that. He undid several important Biden era actions. It's crazy to say Biden era, but it's over. Racial equality, climate. I mean, he withdrew from the Paris Accords again, right? The climate accords. He banned DEI. He said there's only two genders, male and woman, or sex, man and woman. I think he used gender but meant sex, but whatever it is, he doubled down on that. Then there's inflation. He issued an executive order that directs, quote, the heads of all executive departments and agencies to deliver emergency price relief consistent with applicable law to the American people and increase the prosperity of the American worker. The idea was he's going to sign a bill that's going to defeat inflation. I don't know what kind of market manipulating mechanisms he has. Ooh, a little alliteration there. But if there's too many dollars chasing a product, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is. Yeah, I don't think you're doing about it, but it sounds good. Of course, he's back to militarizing the border, getting rid of catch and release, calling the border a national emergency so that he can justify a more militarized presence and force there. He's going to keep saying he's going to build a wall. We're going down the list, right? Just calling criminal cartels terrorists. Another big one, Donald Trump is suspending refugee resettlement. Refugees are pretty soon just not going to be admitted into this country. This is a country built on immigrants. Give me your tired, you're poor, you're huddled, man, right? And suddenly now it's like we got in and we closed the door behind us. And yes, the United States is party to the Convention on Refugees. I don't remember what year that was. I want to say it was signed in like 78, put into force in 80, maybe something like that, or 79, something like that. But point is, he said, not on my watch. He's ending birthright citizenship. That's not even constitutional, I don't believe, but we'll see. The lawyers will fight it. Of course, he restored the death penalty, the federal death penalty. It's awful. Anyway, I'm going to move on. But Donald Trump had a huge first day. Huge, I just mean a lot of stuff. I'm not signing a judgment. I'm not making a normative claim. I'm just saying he did a lot of shit, and it's going to stick. And it's crazy. Leonard Peltier was pardoned. Get the fuck out of here. Was he? Oh, yo. So I told you I've been dealing with health things all day. I literally did not. I didn't watch any of the inauguration. I only saw clips. I'm stunned. Joe Biden commuted the life sentence of Leonard Peltier. Wow. And I was talking to people in prison. They are getting calls from. I didn't answer. That's probably what they was trying to tell me. So Leonard Peltier was convicted in 1975 for the killing of 2 FBI agents on the Pine Ridge Reservation. He got his sentence commuted. He wasn't pardoned. He got commuted, but it ends 50 years of being in prison. He's part of the American Indian movement. He gets denied parole all the time. He wasn't eligible again for another year or two, but he maintains his innocence. He's always maintained his innocence. He, as a condition of parole, could have said, I am guilty. He could have said, I'm sorry for what I did. He could have done all the things people do to get out. And he said, I'm not guilty of anything, so I'm not going to say I'm guilty. I'm going to keep fighting for freedom until I am released. Now, of course, the FBI says that he's lying and that he was guilty. But according to Mr. Peltier, he didn't do it. Joe Biden's commutation doesn't make him a free agent per se, but you can commute a sentence in a way that you can change the terms of confinement. So now he'll be able to do it from home. He'll be able to send to jail from home. That's a big deal. It's not the ideal outcome. It's not an outcome I would have liked to see. But the fact that he's not going to be living in a cage after 50 years is extraordinary. People always say he should have freed Mumia. He can't free Mumia. Mumia is charged with state crime. Mumia was convicted at the Pennsylvania state level. That's why he's in Pennsylvania state prison. He's not in a federal prison. Presidents cannot commute people who are in state prison. They can only commute people who are in federal prison. The governor would have to do it. That's how that works. Akia said, free Assata. I agree. As a matter of fact, free them all. Free them all. Free all political prisoners. Free all political prisoners.